following Earth's history and the people of God, through the book of Job. The story of Job depicts what will be the experience of end-time saints. In his experience we are given a prophetic picture of the faithful, in the end times. Although his book is not a prophetic book like Daniel and Revelation, yet still it contains prophetic references that can be connected to events that took place before and after the time of Job. These prophetic references trace God's people and Earth's history from the rebellion of Lucifer to the end times. The historical and prophetic references combined give a summary of the story of redemption. The Israelites have returned home from their exile in Babylon. The city and the temple is rebuilt and the nation is restored, but their freedom will once again be taken from them. The book of Job captures that longing of God's suffering people for the coming of a deliverer. In Job 23 verse 3, "Oh that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat." The year is 63 BC, and the Roman general Pompey has conquered Jerusalem. The children of Israel, the descendants of the Babylonian captivity, is once again brought under the control of another nation. The Roman yoke was heavy upon the necks of the people, and they longed for deliverance. They remembered the words of the prophet Daniel saying, the Messiah would come. They remembered the words, in Daniel 9:25. "Know therefore and understand, that from the going forth of the commandment to restore, and to build Jerusalem, unto the Messiah the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks. So, from the command to return home, they had begun calculating the time for the coming of the Messiah. But the cry of the people, under Roman oppression was, "Where is the promised Messiah? Where is the deliverer?" This was the cry of an oppressed people. Some had begun to doubt his coming. Others misinterpreted the prophecies of his coming, and looked for a military deliverer instead of a spiritual savior. So, the book of Job captures that longing, of God's suffering people, for the day when they will see the deliverer. Then Job answered and said, "Even today is my complaint bitter, my stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him, so should I be delivered forever from my judge. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him." We are told in their book, The Desire of Ages, chapter 3, the fullness of the time. The Savior's coming was foretold in Eden. When Adam and Eve first heard the promise, they looked for its speedy fulfillment. They joyfully welcomed their firstborn son, hoping that he might be the deliverer. But the fulfillment of the promise tarried. Those who first received it died without the sight. From the days of Enoch the promise was repeated through patriarchs and prophets, keeping alive the hope of his appearing, and yet he came not. The prophecy of Daniel revealed the time of his advent, but not all rightly interpreted the message. Century after century passed away, the voices of the prophets ceased. The hand of the oppressor was heavy upon Israel, and many were ready to exclaim, "The days are prolonged, and every vision faileth." But like the stars in the vast circuit of their appointed path, God's purposes know no haste and no delay. Providence had directed the movements of nations, and the tide of human impulse and influence, until the world was ripe for the coming of the deliverer. Today, as we consider the spiritual demise of the world we are living in, we see that many events which preceded the first coming of Jesus, are reoccurring. The world is slowly coming under a spiritual Roman control, and scoffers are saying, "Where is the promise of his coming?" For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were, from the beginning of the creation. But we must not lose hope. We have only to work, wait, and study the signs, for the day cometh when Jesus will come. Job himself states, "Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days?